All right, so now let's kind of get into, actually, before I really get in your person, I kind of want to see what kind of cycles did this collective complete, because again, there's something about from the first part you kind of feel accomplished, but it's more within yourself. Okay, so I just want to see, what does this collective feel accomplished about? All right, so I got unpredictable, deadly combo, public image, and self-righteous right here. One sec. I'm going to be honest, this collective, you could have... I heard a siren, sorry, like a long distance one. Anyways, so sirens could be a thing right now. You could be hearing sirens right now, but anyways, I feel like, I'm trying to figure out the word. I feel like this collective, you emasculated your person. Maybe this collective, you've always been an independent person for a long period of time, and then this person came in and I felt like they just could not provide you with a lot, so you were that person of, I'll take care of it, I got my own back, I don't need you. You really do have that attitude of, I want you, I don't need you. I feel like you're that collective that really doesn't ask for help, even if you're completely drowning. It's like one way or another you'll figure it out. Okay, and I felt like for this person to intimidate him, it's not exactly your fault, but I feel like this is something you're working on, especially if you do believe that you and this person are, is your twin flame, and if you do believe that, if you're trying to forgive them, and yes, you are in this belief that they're trying to work on themselves as well, I think in your own right, you're trying to embody more of your feminine energy. I feel like that's the case. I felt like you have came off as the masculine for a long period of time, and this person triggered those, wounded feminine wounds out of you, if that makes any sense. Okay, but as far as how you carry yourself, I feel like this collective, you're very masculine, as far as, again, you take care of yourself. In fact, you could be the one to be on point helping other people. Why am I seeing a collective like you fix stuff around your house, or you know how to fix your car, like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing really like you are your own handyman in a lot of way. Let me do with this deadly combo. And then dream world right here, living in a fantasy, not real love. Yeah, I feel like for this collective, and that's maybe, and this is also a big one, like I said, don't make it fit. Like I said, there's a reason I kept saying you feel accomplished. Maybe recently you just got through a lesson of something that has kind of triggered you, or someone's kind of tested you, as far as your anger a little bit. Maybe you are collective, you come off a little bit explosive. Maybe you do have a tendency to lash out if someone disrespects you, or, if someone is saying something kind of off the wall or pisses you off, whatever the case is. I feel like maybe recently you just passed a test where you kind of learned just to walk away and take the high road. You kind of learned that maybe some things are just, some fights are not, I'm hearing the term pick your battles. It is so many sense. I feel like that's what this collective has learned how to do, is pick their battles. Maybe, you were that collective for the longest period of time. You've always felt like the need to defend yourself, especially when it comes to this person. And and if I brought up on the last part, if you try to get something out of this person, if they were very defensive or would just go ghost, I could see this collective, you would come off very, like you were very explosive yourself. There's something about controlling your temper, essentially, that I felt like this collective, you did, have been working on yourself. And then empty. The truth is that you simply don't feel fulfilled. It's worth the wait to find true happiness. And then bottled up right there. That's you right there. Like a little volcano. Many unexpressed emotions. Time bomb holding back. That's what, maybe that is a nice way people have called you. Is a little ticking time bomb a little bit. It's like once you explode, that's it. Let me do one more for this unpredictable. And then rubbing eyes, keeping possibilities open, and then disrespectful. That's where I'm saying right there. If anybody was kind of disrespectful to you, you were the quickest to shut that down. But I'm hearing again with your words, you come off very explosive. I'm going to be honest. Maybe you're a yeller, or you're a preacher when you talk, and there's something over this time you've kind of learned to like get that essentially like under control in so many ways. Like I'm hearing again, throw your hands up, take the high road. Not every battle is worth fighting. And I always say with twins, it's not all about facing lessons with each other. It's also around in your surroundings. That's what I'm saying. There's a reason I said in part one, you felt accomplished, because there, like I said, you could have went through some form of test recently with, whether it's at work or with your family or something around that form, where somebody did trigger you to kind of, and you finally just went, nope, not my monkeys, not my circus. You had to walk away from. Truly. So this collective, you have completed a lot right there. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to go back to the same deck. I kind of want to see now, how does this person see you? Okay. I want to see, how does this person see you? If you guys are kind of on the same page, what is going on? Because keep in mind, you have confession coming. That's... Oh, great. Okay, so I got getting readings, losing sleep, workplace affair, and then police station right there. Ooh. I heard got caught red-handed is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm saying, like this collective, you know there was something sneaky kind of going on in the background. Maybe it had something to do with somebody at work. Maybe your person had a thing, or know that there was a thing going on with somebody at work. And again, you tried to call them out on it or talk to them about it, and this person either would shut it down or would just go completely rogue. But I'm hearing it got them literally in trouble. Losing sleep, they're not doing too hot. Complete opposite of what you're dealing with right now. Like I said, this collective, you're in an okay state. Again, you feel accomplished. You're working on some wounds that you felt like you needed to get under control, and you finally were mature enough to like sit back and say, wait a minute, I can't be reacting like this anymore. This person's just now coming to awareness of like... in a lot of ways, I'm seeing the past has kind of caught up to them. Let me do this getting readings. What is this getting readings? Praying, faith, healing, meditation. Maybe this person, especially I always say, like if you are labeled both as like twins, you know, this person, usually the masculines are about a few months behind their spirituality. I feel like masculines are spiritual in their own right. It's just, you know, they handle it a little bit differently than their feminines. I think they're just coming into senses about that. Spirituality is a big one here, because I feel like for this collective, don't make it fit. I feel like this collective, you do some form of tarot or divination yourself. That's how you might have felt like something was up, because maybe you do read tarot and your cards were kind of telling you something wasn't right. I heard like maybe this is very specific, especially if you are a tarot reader yourself, or you read tarot for your personally, or if you do it like on social media, whatever the case is. Maybe you kept getting certain cards back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you're like, okay, I got to confront the situation. I'm hearing the Seven of Swords, because that's all about deceit and kind of sneakiness going on in the background. I felt like you were always one step ahead of this person, and it makes sense why they would go rogue, because in a lot of ways, there's a reason I said caught red-handed. This person felt like in their own right, you caught them. Now that I think about it, I don't think this person got super defensive with you. If they did, it was very little, and I'm just hearing they would completely back off, and that's what made it a little bit more shady than what it needed to be. Losing sleep, and then fake busy. That's what I'm saying. This person just went, and like kind of kept occupied on other things. Chaos, ego, death, downward spiral, spiritual awakening. That's what's happening with them right now, truly. Workplace affair. And then I got legal matters right here. That's justice. That's what I'm saying. I think in a lot of ways, this person got a taste of their own medicine in a lot of ways. Clearly, whatever has been done behind the scenes went downfall real quickly. Police station. An illumination, truth, discovery, awakening. Like I said, I think this person's going through a spiritual awakening right now. They could be trying to tap into spirituality themselves. They could be going to certain tarot readers, as well. But even then, I feel like I'm seeing a Page of Swords. They're just trying to gain knowledge right now of their own surroundings right now. So truly, there is improvement. I feel like for the biggest question for this collective out of them is my person, learning some lessons? Yeah. Let's keep going. Praying. And turning your back right there. This is how they see you. They think you turned their back on them. I'm going to be honest. Fake busy. mirroring. So I didn't get twin, but they do feel like I said, I don't think this person's dumb. They know there's some